is Talk for Glory episode 176. We are 176 episodes deep into Talk for Glory. We are about 40 hours or so, 48. Time zones are weird. Away from one more stop, the final stop before before the biggest show in wrestling. That is WrestleMania. Before we get to there, we had to get through a battle royal. Then we had to get through the Elimination Chamber. And what is the Elimination Chamber without Talk for Glory giving you the Elimination 2024 predictions? But before all that, I'm Ningby4, here to give you those predictions. Unfortunately, Smooth can't be here. He had family over, so you guys already know. Talk for Glory will be a solo mission for this, but it's not a solo podcast. So, luckily, it's not a huge card. So before I even dive headfirst into 1 second, guys, cars passing by. Okay, now that that's taken care of, traffic certainly is a bitch. But before I even talk about the 2024 Elimination Chamber, how about I talk to you guys, the viewers, and yes, I understand it is late. Some of my favorite Elimination Chamber moments, matches. I want to say probably my favorite Elimination Chamber. No, whatever. I want to say my favorite Elimination Chamber has to be arguably 2012. Now, I enjoyed both because it was the first time ever that on both sides for the World Heavyweight and the WWE Championship that both champions have retained, and I am talking about Daniel Bryan and CM Punk both retaining the WWE World Heavyweight and the WWE Championship. That was the first time ever that had happened. Now it's kind of just the norm where champions are retained inside the chamber, which I kind of think that's damaging in my eyes. I kind of like the idea of, okay, so yes, you are champion going into the chamber. You have a 1 in 6 chance in retaining, and it also gives everyone else a second chance at main eventing WrestleMania. Well, if their championship got selected. Now, around that time, I also did like the final two, not in the WWE Championship, but in the World Heavyweight Championship, where it was down to Santino Marella and Daniel Bryan. Who would have thought, guys, that in an Elimination Chamber, we would have both Daniel Bryan and Santino Marella as the final two. That is something that is insane to think about. The simple fact that there was a chance that Santino could have won the World Heavyweight Championship. That was a possibility. You know, not a lot of people tend to remember that there was a chance that Santino could have won the Royal Rumble in 2011, and that he could have won the Elimination Chamber in 2012. But for that's one of my favorite Elimination Chambers, 2012. And around this time, CM Punk was just amazing at the time. But I really was hoping that we would get Jericho versus CM Punk one way or another. And we did that year at WrestleMania 28. But guys, this is a short card, so there's actually there's a lot to talk about. More so if Smooth was here, but let's talk about this talk show. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins on the Grayson Waller effect. Now, is this how I would want these three guys to be on the Elimination Chamber card? Absolutely fucking not. If you want to pregame and give us Rhodes and Rollins versus Grayson and Theory, yeah, that's fine. But these two on a talk show, I could not give a single fuck about. I also don't like how Seth, as a world champion, has, in my eyes, in my opinion, become an afterthought. And what I mean by that is, I'm not seeing Seth Rollins the world champion. I'm seeing Seth Rollins the babysitter, the protector, the big brother in a sense, where he's kind of just getting himself into Cody's story in a sense of, I'm looking out for you. When Seth, you're world champion and you're injured and you have 6 other guys in the Elimination Chamber that you need to worry about, and Damian Priest as well, because Damian Priest, no matter the shit we give him, he is going to cash in one day. He can cash in any time. And with Seth Rollins coming out, listing his medical injuries, the dude's coming out with, I got a bad leg, I got a bad back, I got a bad arm, like I've got a bad everything. Damian Priest can literally cash in at any time. He's just being a dumbass right now. But there's way more for Seth to worry about than what Cody is doing. Yes, Cody has The Rock. Yes, Cody has Roman. Cody has Solo even. But Seth, worry about your own shit. Now, I got no real thoughts for what's going to be here. It's just what's on the card, so I guess it was worth talking about it here on Talk for Glory. But be all and end all, I hope this turns out to be a tag match. But now let's actually get into a match. It is the Elimination Chamber for the women's, for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Well, winner will face Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax. It is the man, Becky Lynch, the EST of WWE. As you guys already know, she is also Talk for Glory's 2022 Female Wrestler of the Year, Bianca Belair. I want to say WWE's biggest female underdog, Liv Morgan. A woman I'm not all too familiar with. She's NXT's own Tiffany Stratton. You know, I don't get it, guys. I don't get Tiffy time. I don't get it when you guys want to go to the Tiffy top. I'm hoping that by the end of this, Tiffany Stratton makes a fan out of me. Well, I think it's Tiffy time. Let's not push our luck, guys. Let's not. Returning Naomi and returning Raquel Gonzalez Rodriguez. Call it whatever the fuck you guys want. What's up, Cashmate? What's good, Albert? I hope for Rollins' sake someone gets him soon, whether it's Priest or another contender. Dude, hell yeah. Liv Morgan will be slept on in this match. That's interesting. So in this match, everyone's got something to prove here. Becky Lynch needs to get to Rhea Ripley, because as much as Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley sounds like a title match, it's more than a title match. It's a passing of the torch. It's a, are you ready? Are you that level? Are you that person? Are you that level? That's what Becky versus Rhea Ripley is. while Bianca versus Rhea Ripley is a match that we never got. So there's a chance that Bianca might pick up where she left off because due to some medical issues back in the day, we weren't able to get Rhea versus Bianca, and maybe we can get that. Maybe, guys, we get former tag team champions. Maybe Liv Morgan wins this and she faces her former tag team partner, Rhea Ripley, as I forget what was it, Live for Brutality? It was something around those lines. Tiffany Stratton, the NXT call up, she's got something to prove. She's got something to prove to people that are new. She's got something to prove to people that are fans of NXT. While there's fans that say it's Tiffy time and that she's going to make it to the Tiffy top, I don't see it. Let's change that. Let's see it in the chamber. We have the returning Naomi. And yes, guys, if you guys have been watching Talk for Glory, every time we have mentioned Naomi and Sasha Banks, we have kept it at Naomi and Sasha Banks. We have not said Trinity or Mercedes or shit like that. But if you guys still do, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Call wrestlers what you are comfortable with. And then we have returning Raquel Gonzalez. I personally think that she is a sleeper. She's returning. She's got this momentum to her. I always say that Raquel is a champion in the making. And that the day when Raquel finally wins a singles championship, it will be about damn time. Now, Raquel versus Rhea is a match that's already happened, yes. But I think with this comeback story, Rhea Ripley needs to be on her guard more. And if you guys watch NXT, on Raquel's way to the top, she looked for who's the top dog. And that was Rhea Ripley. Now, main roster, who's on top? It's Rhea Ripley. And if Raquel wants to get back to being on top, who better than Rhea Ripley? And in case you guys forgot, Rhea Ripley is the Talk for Glory Female Wrestler of the Year, guys. All right, guys. There it is. So who knows? Maybe Raquel's looking for that award as well. All right, guys. If we ever get the chance, we'll always be bringing up who was winning the Talk for Glory Awards. Feel free to always go back and watch the awards video. It was really fun between me and Smooth. But I think after, looking and talking about this, I want to say it's a tie between Becky or Bianca for me. And if not Becky, Bianca, maybe Becky and Liv. I'm looking forward to the final two of this because that's where everything gets decided. Also, guys, Elimination Chamber is at 5 in the fucking morning. So if you guys have a messed up sleep schedule or you guys can wake up early or you guys are New Japan fans, Pro Wrestling Noah fans, any kind of wrestling where you have to watch it at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, this is nothing for you guys. But if you are someone who's strictly WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, I would recommend that you sleep early on Friday. But again, I'm not leaving this with a tie. I think sorry guys, I'm really thinking about this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna throw my hat in and I will say Becky Lynch wins this. The man wins, and maybe she main events WrestleMania, maybe she doesn't. Maybe her and Rhea don't have the better story when it comes to hypothetically Seth and Cody versus Rock and Roman, or Io versus Bayley. But I do think we do get Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. On to our next match. It is for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. It is. Damn, what the hell? What kind of nicknames does this woman have? Yeah, I can't remember her nicknames off the top of my head, but you know what I can call her? I can call her the Top for Glory Superstar of the Year. She is the WWE Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley, versus the new force of nature, I guess? Nia Jax? I don't know. I don't know like how many nicknames Nia Jax has, but I've got to be brutally honest with this one. This match has not sold me. Like, maybe a good number of us just know, yeah, Rhea's not losing the title. But one thing in wrestling I personally like is going into matches and thinking, maybe, just maybe. And this match hasn't done that for me. I keep seeing Rhea feud with Becky better. I keep seeing Nia being a punching bag. I see everyone's focused on the chamber, but I don't really have a reason to care for Nia versus Rhea. I don't care if this is the best she's looked in a couple years. The best part about wrestling is believability, and I don't have that in this match. So I'm not going to shit on this or anything like that, but I will keep it brief. I got Rhea Ripley winning this, and we get, again, Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. All right, now let's get into our tag team championships. It is the Judgment Day, Senior Mr. Money in the Bank, and Finn Balor versus British Strong Style, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate for the undisputed tag team championships. Who would have thought we would see British Strong Style on the main roster? I have loved British Strong Style since I've seen them on the UK Independents. All they're missing is Trent Seven. But hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? As much as, Judgment Day tends to lose on a consistent basis on Monday Night Raws, I will admit that this faction is guns blazing when the gold's on the line. Like, I've enjoyed Damian Priest and Finn's run. Their matches against the Creeds. Loved it. Their matches against DIY, loved it. Hell, even winning back the titles against Cody and Jay, loved it. And let's not forget when they first won the tag titles before they lost it to Cody and Jay, when they won it in a street fight against KO and Sami Zayn. I never saw Finn Balor as a tag team guy, but with Damian Priest, they kind of just mesh well. Where Priest is the powerhouse and Finn is just the quick and heavy hitter or fast hitter. But we have British Strong Style, and these guys, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, are also heavy hitters, strong hitters, fast hitters. Hell, sometimes all it takes is one shot to knock you out. Whether it's a Tyler Driver, whether it's a bitter end, British Strong Style gets the job done. But I don't know exactly how much effort British Strong Style can give as they're facing the Judgment Day. And when you're facing the Judgment Day, you aren't just facing Damian Priest. You aren't just facing Finn Balor. You're facing Jordan Devlin. You're facing Dominic Mysterio. Hell, sometimes you might face Rhea Ripley. And for that reason, just like the OC did when they got Mia Yim, maybe this isn't the match for British Strong Style, or maybe they need someone from the UK Independents. I wouldn't mind seeing Kaylee Ray or Alba Fire associate herself with British Strong Style, even though she's Scottish. But something like that just sounds cool to me. And also, I see that we have 6 viewers, guys. Welcome to Talk for Glory. It is 10 at night. I was not expecting this. But, guys, tell me what you think about this match. And as you guys are doing that, I'm also going to read. I got it as Bianca goes over. Run Bianca versus Rhea Mania. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, Albert. Long time coming for British Strong Style. One moment, guys. Okay, Pete Dunne and Tyler are cool dudes too. Of course they are. All rise for the Judgment Day. Well, Cashmere, you're a Judgment Day fan. Priest and Battle likely retain, but British Strong Style will go down fighting and look like $1 million. Dude, you are absolutely right. And for that, I got the Judgment Day winning this, and hopefully they go down swinging. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Also, guys, if it seems like I'm speed running, it's a small card, so there's not really much for me to say. But because we're about to reach the main event, I want to thank all 6 viewers right now. Wasn't really expecting, I was expecting like 1. But guys, remember, when you're watching Talk for Glory, you guys already know what to do. You guys already know where to find us, where to follow us. You guys know to follow the socials. So you guys already know. You guys can follow Smooth at Young Smooth TFG on his Twitter, Enigma _B4_ on my Twitter, Enigma _B4 on my TikTok, Enigma _B4 on my Instagram, Enigma _B4_ on my Twitch, Smooth A1 on his Twitch, Enigma _B4 on my Kick the Gaming website, guys. And remember, guys, follow Talk for Glory everywhere, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Podcasts, everywhere, guys. And there's a Discord in the making. There's going to be updates to it. But remember, guys, all wrestling fans are going to be welcome into that Discord. Talk to us about anything, whether it's gaming, anime, sports, wrestling, everything. But now we're about to hit the main event, guys. It is the Elimination Chamber for the men. Winner of this will face Seth Rollins. It is the almighty Bobby Lashley. It is Kevin Owens. It is Kevin Owens. It is Logan Paul, the United States champion. It is WWE's legend killer, Apex Predator, 13-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton, and the Talk for Glory 2021 Superstar of the Year. Not 2021. 2020 Superstar of the Year, Drew McIntyre. Let's see if he gets the ball rolling and he starts to throw his name into, hey, maybe I should win this year. Maybe Drew prays for this moment and he gets it. But this is interesting. This is an interesting chamber. I was honestly expecting Bronson Reed to be in this because I think chambers are where he thrives. But let me first off by just throwing out who I think won't be like a contender. Logan Paul, he's getting out. Kevin Owens, I think he's getting out. LA Knight, it's a toss between LA Knight and Bobby Lashley, but switch those 3 switch one of those guys, and then the final three will either be one of those guys and put in Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. But what I want to talk about with Drew and Randy and basically Lashley and LA Knight is still looking for that opportunity. You don't get opportunities every day, but opportunities aren't unlimited as well. So maybe he's fighting just as hard. Bobby Lashley hasn't been to the mountaintop in quite some time. Hell, he hasn't even been in the talk of champions. And then there's Randy. Randy is chasing a legacy. He wants to be 16 times. He's trying to go for 14, 15, 16. And who knows, maybe he's trying to break the record before John Cena does. And then there's Drew McIntyre, the man who's truly trying to finish the story of trying to win the title in front of the fans. Now, maybe winning the number one contendership is the steps to the championship, but the goal is win in front of the fans. So I'm looking forward to who the final two can be. And honestly, I think that the final two will come down to Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. But when it comes down to who I think can win this, and I know a lot of people like to say, oh, Drew hasn't signed a new contract. If WWE has enough faith to have Drew McIntyre pin Cody, I have enough faith to have Drew win the Chamber. Now, that's the thing about the Elimination Chamber. A lot of people think, well, the other person's now screwed out of Mania. It's Randy Orton, guys. I put Randy Orton as the second place guy. He'll find something to do. And the other guys, you know what? Hey, Logan Paul, have a ladder match for a U.S. title. How would you guys feel about, because remember, guys, Drew is the only Raw guy here, to my knowledge. So, if we can't have the Money in the Bank back at WrestleMania, how would you guys feel about everyone here who didn't win the Chamber, do a ladder match for the United States Championship? So, how does this sound, guys? Logan Paul, WrestleMania, ladder match for the United States Championship. And we put Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens. And then you guys can either keep this a four-way, you guys can add two more people. But I think that ladder matches in WrestleMania need to come back. And I'm actually looking forward to it. But that's everything I have to say, guys. So remember, guys, I'm not going to say it this time because you guys can just take a picture. Remember, guys, to follow the socials. Remember, guys, to have a great night. Have a great day. Stay safe. And above all else, enjoy wrestling.